Let's move on to our first main topic today. And our first main topic today gets submitted to us by Jack Murphy, who writes, "Hey, John and crew. The star of this year's live-action Aladdin, Mena Massoud, recently said he hasn't had any auditions or opportunity for any roles after Aladdin. The movie was a huge hit, and he was good in it. Why do you think he hasn't gotten any work?" All right, thanks a lot for the question, man. And one of the, but one of the best pleasant surprise movies of the year to me has been Aladdin. I think that movie is absolutely delightful. I was hoping it would be good, but I had some questions, but I was thoroughly entertained by it. Bought it the minute it came out on digital as well. I just really enjoy it. My wife is constantly singing the songs from it. And Mena Massoud is actually quite good in it. Is he as good as Will Smith is in the movie? No, I haven't seen Will Smith that good in a long time. Is he quite as good as Naomi Scott in it? Maybe not, because Naomi Scott was just lights out. So good in it. But I thought Mena Massoud was actually quite good in the role of Aladdin. Anyway, his movie became a billion-dollar film. The star, let me rephrase, the title star of a billion-dollar film. He just recently was doing an interview and he said the following. He said, "I want people to know that it's not always dandelions and roses when you're doing something like Aladdin. He must have made millions. He must be getting all these offers. It's none of those things. I haven't had a single audition since Aladdin came out. I'm sitting here being like, okay, Aladdin just hit $1 billion. Can I at least get an audition? Like, I'm not expecting you to be like, here's Batman, but can I just get in the room? Like, can you just give me a chance?"
He's a good Canadian kid too, John.
Mena Massoud. And listen, I got to admit, when I read that, first of all, I was hit with an instant pang of sadness. First of all, the kid is the star of $1 billion movie, and I'm sure that's great. So don't feel too bad for him. A lot of actors would kill to be in a position where they had $1 billion starring film and didn't get any auditions for a while. So many people would kill to be in that position. However, it is an intriguing thing, and I chalk this up to maybe a couple of possibilities here about why this may be an issue. Number one, that the fact, while he is the title star of the movie, he was outshone, but then everybody was, by Will Smith in it. And people really do look at it as Will Smith's film. Naomi Scott was, like we said, was lights out in the movie. I thought she was wonderful in it. And so she outshone him a little bit as well, too. But he was quite good, but still, maybe he's just being outshone by some of his castmates. The second thing that comes to my mind is, while he, I thought his singing was very good in the film, but like in the musical number A Whole New World, he's singing the song first, as Aladdin does, and it sounds good. And then a little bit into the song, Jasmine starts singing, Naomi Scott. And when she starts singing, you start like, oh, wait a minute. Whew, that's what a real singer sounds like. And this is what an actor who's quite a good singer for an actor sounds like, but they are two different things. And so I don't know, maybe because there was a disparity in the singing range, it made some people whatever. The third thing is that while he is the star, the title star of a $1 billion film, before this film, we have never heard the name Mena Massoud. I mean, he's been in a couple little things, but let's be honest, guys. You've never heard of him. And so maybe that had something to do with it. Now, I saved the last one for last, and I hate going here, but it would be ridiculous not to at least bring this up. So just buckle in. Here's the thing. When you have this title star of a $1 billion film that then doesn't even get any auditions, I don't want to be the guy that but you'd be brain dead if you did not at least raise the question, could race be an issue? I mean, because if you were to ask anybody, hey, there's X movie, whatever X movie is, it's going to come out this year. It's going to star a brand new unknown kid. And that movie is going to surpass all expectations and make $1 billion at the box office. How many job offers do you think that kid, white kid, is going to get in the months after the $1 billion success? Well, he might not be the next Batman, but he's probably going to get a lot of opportunities. So I'm not saying, please be clear here, I'm not saying that race is the issue. I'm just saying you'd have to be completely brain dead to not at least ask the question. Because this is an oddity. This is an oddity. It's not odd for an actor, just ask Aaron Cummings, who's getting a lot of work right now, but she's gone through stretches where she's gotten none. It's not odd for an actor to go through stretches where they don't get anything, but an actor who is just the title star of a billion-dollar film to not get anything, doesn't that at least make you scratch your head? And from all accounts, I mean, you hear Will Smith talk about this kid. Smith loves this kid. He says this is one of the most, all reports about anybody who's worked with him love this guy. Apparently he's the easiest guy in the world to work with. He clearly did a pretty damn good job in this movie. And nothing? I mean, it's odd. Can we at least just admit that that's odd? Anyway, Rob, you hear this, and I don't want to pretend like there's only one explanation. No, there are many possible explanations. We've gone through some of them. Rob, when you see something like this, what maybe pops up to you as some of the bigger possibilities here about why something like this could happen?
Well, I think everything you said was good, but I think the real question when it comes to casting actors is you have to have multiple roles to judge them by. And this is a big, huge movie, but it's an anomaly. The $1 billion was an anomaly. So all casting directors have, there are casting directors. Their job is to cast movies. And great casting directors are always kind of thinking out of the box, like, what about this person? Or what about this person? It's a real art. The casting director, it's a job that is not spoken highly enough of, I think, in Hollywood these days, but they've always been very, very important to the business. And I just think that casting agents haven't seen enough of him. And unfortunately, even though you're in a $1 billion movie, it's a very specific kind of a movie.
Yep.
And in terms of showing the kind of acting he can do, if you're in a movie like Aladdin, and then someone's making a spy thriller or an action movie or a romantic comedy, well, maybe there's a little bit of romantic comedy in Aladdin, but you wouldn't first go to somebody that we haven't seen that much from. And this movie Aladdin is still, in the minds of, I think, a lot of people, a gimmicky movie. It's a remake of a Disney animated classic. So if you're looking for some great emotive thespian who you want to be able to bring an Academy Award caliber performance to your beautiful literary adaptation or your remake of Shakespeare's whatever, whether you're doing Titus Andronicus or Othello or Romeo and Juliet, he's probably not the first person that comes to mind. I'm sure people have talked about him, but what he needs is that second film. He needs something else that's totally away from, and I don't mean Aladdin 2, electric boogaloo. He needs something totally different that shows his chops as an actor. And unfortunately, until he gets that, the industry is only going to see him one way. And hopefully he'll get that opportunity, because I know what it's like. A lot of this business is luck. And when you are an actor, unfortunately, you have to be perceived by the industry as something else. He's got to do a role that is diametrically opposed or different than what he did in Aladdin to show what he's got. Maybe an HBO series or something, and we'll see that. He's in a series called Reprisal, which I don't
Yes,
I don't
that
know.
was filming around the same time as Aladdin. So before Aladdin came out, yeah.
Yeah, and so hopefully he'll get another breakthrough role because of it. I would just say, look, man, give it time. You gotta play that game, but not getting an audition seems a little harsh.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. But we have seen many examples of somebody who played like a fourth level character in a movie that was a big hit. And all of a sudden, whoa, that guy's in this big movie. We got to get him in. You'd think auditions. Anyway, it is odd. So anyway, guys, what do you attribute something like this to? Maybe you just thought Mena Massoud sucked in the movie. Maybe that's how you felt. That's legit if that's how you feel. I thought it was actually pretty good. But what do you think about this? Jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. All right.